Today we're going to be solving those one-step equations, but now we're going to have multiplication and division problems. If you remember from 2.1, it's really important that your equation stays balanced. So whatever I do on one side, I need to do to the other. And for some of these, they might be very simple for you to just look and figure out, like these examples. But especially when you get to things that maybe are going to be a little bit trickier, you need to make sure you show all of your work, and hopefully you'll see why in a second here. So when I talk about showing your work, make sure you draw your bar down the middle of the equation to show that you're going to do the same thing on both sides of the equation. So I'm going to undo my multiplication problem here. This is a multiplication problem by dividing on both sides. So 3 times x, I'm going to undo that by dividing by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is just 1, so I'm left with just a 1x. 27 divided by 3 gives me 9. Similar over here, but now I have m over 2, and this fraction bar tells me that this is a division problem. So to undo division, the opposite would be to multiply. So I'm going to multiply 2 on both sides. Now be careful how you show this though. You want to make sure you use your parentheses to show I'm going to multiply 2 by that whole term. I'm going to multiply 2 by negative 10 on this side. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I'm left with 1m, and I have negative 20. Okay? Now, how I showed you the work here is how I want to see it on your paper as well. Okay, so be careful how you show it. Now, these two examples, like I said, you might have been able to do these in your head, but example 3 and 4 are a little trickier, and I'll show you why. So x is one I want to get by itself here. This is a multiplication problem, so I'm going to divide negative 24 on both sides. Now you might be thinking the answer to this is going to be 3. However, 8 divided by a negative 24 is going to give me a fraction that I need to simplify. So you can definitely use your calculator for this. But the answer to this should actually be a 1 over 3. Okay, so that's why it's important to show your work and really think about what you're trying to get by itself. Same thing over here. This is another multiplication problem. I'm trying to get a alone, so I need to divide by negative 30 on both sides. I'm going to use my calculator. Okay, to simplify this, my answer is going to be negative 5 over 6. Okay, so definitely lean on that calculator. No harm in that. And let's try some of these together, and then I'll have you try some on your own. So example 1, again, I'm going to draw my fraction bar. This is a multiplication problem, so to undo it, I'm going to divide by 4 to get n by itself. My answer should be 9. Go ahead and try example 2. Example 3, I'm going to draw my bar. I need to get x by itself. It's a multiplication problem, so I'm going to divide 12 on both sides. Now be careful, it's not 12 divided by 3, it's 3 divided by 12. So I'm going to type that into my calculator and figure out that the simplified fraction is going to be 1 over 4. Go ahead and try, I'll try example 4 with you actually, because this is a division problem. So to undo division, to get x by itself, I'm going to multiply 5 on both sides. Okay, these 5's cancel out. I'm left with x is equal to 15. Go ahead and try example 5. And I'll try one last one with you. So again, I want to get m alone. I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 2. Do the opposite. So m is equal to negative 6.